Scott, Jay Lee. Hey, congratulations for being back for the Orville season 3.
Thank you. Oh, we just lost Scott. Everybody, Scott just coughed himself to death. He's coming back. Is he? Is there anybody I should call for you, Scott?
So sorry, guys.
Did we lose him?
One more.
Okay. Gig. You know what it is, Gig? He's allergic to amazing people.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Right? Now I'm just drinking water, which is what's caused it in the first place.
There we go. You know, we can't lose you right before the premiere of the 3rd season, but
no.
Like an emotional question, because look, I'm tearing, so it'd be like, Gordon is so
he's such a method actor.
Yeah, sorry about that, Gig. Here we go. I apologize.
Well, anyways, how does it feel being back after more than 3 years since the 2nd season? Is it like riding a bike for you guys?
A little bit. I think, once you get back on that set, you get back into your, outfit, you go through hair and makeup, you start to feel like this is a set, and a show that, since we were there from the beginning, it's kind of our baby as well. I know this is Seth's brainchild, but he's allowed us to really put a lot of ourselves into the show as well. So it's like riding a bike on ice with wind and snipers shooting at you.
It is true. This show is that combination of so much fun, so much great fun work, great people, but also really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a complainer. I've worked on hard projects before, but this one, for some reason, it just takes all of you, because that's what you have to give it in order. And you see it on screen, which I'm very happy for. So, but it was nice to get the opportunity to come back after the pandemic and come home, I guess, because we do spend more time there than we spend anywhere. Filming, so it is like being home.
So when you guys arrived on set for the production of the 3rd season, what kind of amazement did you guys have to see, a new bridge, new uniforms for yourself? I mean, that must have been quite a feat.
I thought it was great. Jon has a brand new engineering room. It's 2 levels. They went above and beyond for that set. It's awesome. A lot of it's practical. Well, it's all practical. Not the buttons, but all the lights and everything. It's all there. So it helps as an actor to have that stuff. And then I don't know. It felt weird, like a reunion. Seeing everybody again just felt good to get back to work, even though it was work.
Most shows don't get 3 seasons, especially if a show of this scope. It's got to.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were popular enough to do 3 seasons, but we were good enough, and that's what I'm so glad that television still exists. Where if you're good enough, you still get that opportunity. You don't have to have the greatest numbers of all time. So you're lucky to be able to do this again.
Jay Lee, you brought up something interesting because a lot of sets are practical and real, but obviously the lights and the buttons and all this kind of stuff. When you guys are on this set, do you when they yell action and you have to start pushing things, do you just randomly push stuff and just act like you know what you're doing? Or there's a pattern that you try to go through over and over again?
Good question.
I think it's a little bit of both, right? I think at the beginning, season 1, I'm next to Gordon. I'm the navigator. He's the pilot. I had my own system. He had his own flight system that he still uses today. And he figured out his own way to control those navigational controls. I think down in engineering or any other sort of surface that I use, I figured out a way to make it look like I know what I'm doing. None of the buttons, of course, worked, right? But it is an interesting thing. Seth will, for people that come in, guest stars, or even, extras sitting in the seat, if you hit the button the wrong way, we'll cut camera, and it's like, here's how I need you to press these buttons.
Really, it's all relative to, I'm not saying I'm a surgeon here, but, to try to sell that isn't as easy as you would think.
Yeah.
You can't tap too loud because the sound man will go, dude, could you stop because it's too loud.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you gotta put a button over here because Jon Cassar wants your face to the camera here. So there's a thing about it that I'm very proud of that I can.
You know what? And sorry, just that made me think about something. And I don't think I've said this at all day. Our show is extremely technical.
Yeah.
Right? From the marks to camera position, eye line, the button pushing, any device or gadget we have. It is extremely technical. Almost to the point, like you look at the floor and it's 20 different marks, you know? And that's something that I was a little shocked by, but it's awesome.
Yeah, and to make something organic after that with all that stuff that you have to do isn't easy, but that's the job, I guess.
Right.
Well, Jay Lee, with John Lamar out of the navigator seat and into the engineering room, do you feel that kind of that separation from the rest of the crew? But because now you're technically bonding with the new crew in the engineering room in its own way.
You know, it's interesting since we shoot this in different pieces, right? You only get a little bit of it, but when you watch the final product, you realize how much we are in communication. You know, Mercer to Lamar, what's the update on the such and such? And then it cuts to me in engineering, or you hear my voice, or, you know, even early in episode 301, they mentioned, you know, Lamar's been working very hard on this upgrade. Gordon, make sure you take him out to get a drink tonight. So even though I'm not physically on the bridge like I was season one, my presence is, you know, still felt, and I have a seat on the bridge. But yeah, I'm in engineering, and I got my own team that I got to make sure that they're doing their thing. But I miss, you know, of course, I miss being next to Gordon sometimes and having that sort of banter and, you know, silliness sometimes. But we still have it. You know, it's just I'm on a different level of ship now.
Scott, you miss Jay Lee next to you on the show?
I miss John and I miss Jay Lee both, because Jay Lee is great to just be hanging out with during long days, long nights. And then, yeah, the banter between Gordon and John is, but you know, I just thought of this. Jay Lee probably knows this. If it had continued the way it was the first season and a half, it would have become redundant. Like the two characters would have, who do you write for then? Who says what? And that kind of bit goes away. It actually helped both of our characters in the long run, because he could go and do his thing and I could do that there. And the show was changing. So I'm really happy, and I'm happy for Jay Lee, because that set that he gets to work on, and I'm not jealous of the words he has to say, though. He's got to say words, man.
Oh man, there were some days, Seth, we were on set, and Seth was like, "I'm sorry. I'm telling you in advance. I'm sorry." Yeah.
That's a lot of practice. Well, Scott, how do you enjoy your new navigator next to you with Charlie for this new season? Then?
Yeah, she fit right in as an actress and as a character. She that's a tough world to come into, not only with people but as a new character. And then, you know, we had a camaraderie as a cast, and she just never flinched. And she's a smart actress and a fun person to be around. So that was cool. And I think it could have been easily done the Gordon thing, that he flirts with her or whatever, and they didn't do that. And I was really happy. They just become a kind of like partners on the bridge, instead of making it goofy to, you know, Gordon being kind of flirty. I don't think, I'm just really happy. And they connect on the level of not trusting Isaac. So that was something that we could play.
Yeah.
Is Gordon flirting with anybody this season or no?
Yes, definitely. I think everything Gordon says is flirting, whether he means it or not. I just think that's who he is. But yeah, I would think that Gordon's going to try and find some love this season. Really all I can say, I guess. Not I would want to say it, but I've been told by many not to talk about it. But yeah, that would be a shame if he didn't, right?
That's what we as fans we expect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, since I watched it at the show since the very first episode, years ago, and a lot of people thought this show was, sort of like a sci-fi comedy, but because Seth's name's attached to it, so a lot of people expect comedy. But as we watch more and more episodes, the show has evolved to be more dramatic, touching sensitive, topics, especially in the third season. What do you guys think about how the show has evolved since day one?
I think that's Seth. I think Seth is somebody who is extremely smart. He's extremely, he cares about a lot of stuff. And this is his way of sort of shining a light on things. And, there's still some funny stuff here and there and some jokes. It's like life, but yeah, it's some serious stuff that, some water cooler moments. Remember that back in the day, you watch an episode, you go talk about it at work the next day. I think we're all kind of excited, if I can speak for Scotty as well, that episodes are going to be weekly on Hulu now, and they're so big and so much that goes into it. It's kind of cool that we can hit these topics, talk about it, make some of it kind of light, but make some of it really honest, and let the audience feel what they're going to feel without telling them what to feel.
Yeah.
Now, since this is a move to, a streaming network, does it feel different, acting for television and then acting for, online streaming? I mean, do they allow you to cuss? I don't know.
That's what I did love. Seth, that wasn't he didn't take advantage of that. Some shows go, okay, cool, now we can do anything. It all had to be about the story. And if it lent itself to the story, whether you see someone's bum or someone says a swear word, then that's why he did it. Or if he did it, I don't even really remember, because it wasn't that big of a deal for us.
Yeah, it wasn't egregious. It wasn't. Yeah, he didn't abuse it.
Is it allowed us or Seth to give the show the time it needed, the timing that it needed? I was watching an episode the other day, and I was like, that's what's different this year. We don't have to cut for time. The performance of the day, he doesn't have to cut your timing. So, and sometimes you're like, oh wait, why didn't I get that moment where I'm either sad or happy or whatever? Well, we just couldn't. We had to cut it. We have the time this time to tell the story that Seth wants to tell. So that's what's great about being on Hulu.
That is great. And one more thing before I let both of you gentlemen go, because 3 years is a long time since season 2, and I even had to go back to watch a few episodes, especially the Kalon episodes of myself. How do you recommend to your fans of the Orville to prepare for season 3? Do you say go ahead and binge the first 2 seasons, or are you just going to come out and say, what, third season's like its own?
That's a good question. I did this over the break. I watched all the Marvel movies in chronological order. I think with Orville, what you could do is just watch all of John Lamar's scenes and just fast forward through everything else. It'll catch you right up. You get everything you need, and you'll be good to go with season 3.
I say I'm exact opposites of you. I'd say, hey, watch the first 2 seasons, no question.
Yeah.
If you don't have time, watch the second season, because the second season, I think, is closer to the tone of the third season than the first season would be to the third season. So,
that's true.
But always catch up and so just so you know what's going on with the Kalon. You said it, Gig. It's you need to know that. I had to go back and look that up. I'm like, wait a minute, who won what? I don't remember.
Yeah, well, to that point, going back to the pilot, when we meet Isaac the Kalon, why he's on the ship in the first place.
Yeah.
And that storyline carries into episode 1 of season 3. So yeah, go back and watch all of it.
And just to see the difference, the sets and the costumes that have been elevated.
That is true. Well, I can't wait to watch the rest of the season for season 3. Jay Lee, Scott, hey, congratulations once again. Thank you for speaking to us about it. And Scott, thank you for not dying in the middle of an interview. That would have been a certain exclusive.
Thanks, Gig.
Thanks, Gig.
I appreciate you.